Do you guys want to find out if you won last week's giveaway or how to enter this week's giveaway? Well, make sure you guys are sticking around to the end of the video. What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Wednesday pull list, which is your hype video for New Comic Day, which is tomorrow, which is August 16th of 2023. But guys, in this video right here that you're watching right now, I read all the previous issues to the books that are on my pull list, so that way I can figure out all the best storylines that you guys have to be picking up. I also look at all the covers that are coming out this week on New Comic Day and pick out my favorites to share with you. And guys, last but not least, I take a look at all the new #1 titles and figure out if there is a new #1 that you guys just have to be consider picking up this week, because I think the story sounds so freaking good. Alright guys, now with all that said, I do want to let you guys know that I am changing the format slightly on this video. I am no longer going to do a top 5. I am going to cut it down to a top 3, because after looking at the analytics of this video over the last year, you guys watch about 8 minutes of this video. So I want to cut this video down to be a little bit shorter, so that way I can retain your attention just a little bit longer. So with that said, let's go ahead and check out my pull list. Now, as you guys can see, my pull list is blown up a little bit again. But you guys can't see those books right there, so let me go ahead and throw them up on screen right now. There are 19 books on my pull list this week. We are just one short of the 2-0 marker. But guys, of the 19 books, there are 4 new #1s, and there are 2 titles that I did not get cut up on. And those books will not be considered for the top 3 books of the week. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which is the chopping block. There is one book that is on the chopping block this week, and I'm pretty bummed that I am chopping it, but gotta tell you guys, I am not enjoying this story at all. And that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from IDW. Guys, this story is so far out there, it doesn't even feel like a turtle story anymore. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, I was about 15 issues behind, and I read about 5 of those issues, and I just was like, you know what? This is not the book for me. This does not feel like Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, and Raphael. It just feels different, and I don't like it. So that's why I'm chopping this book from my pull list. For any of you guys out there that are enjoying this story, I am so happy for you, but this book is just not for me. Now, I'm sure I will continue to pick up some of these issues because I will enjoy the cover art so much, but other than that, I will not be picking this up until they get a different creative team on this book. Alright guys, that is the one book that is on the chopping block this week. Let's go ahead and dive into my cover lover picks. Alright guys, there are 5 covers that I really enjoyed coming out this week, and I just gotta share them with you guys. So the first book up is Daredevil issue #14, the Chip Zdarsky variant. It has Daredevil's mask on the cover, and the rest is all black, and I just think that is really freaking cool. And after that, we have Batman Superman World's Finest issue #18, and this is the cover F, which is the Dan Mora foil variant. And it is just so good, and it's a Dan Mora cover. I'm just a huge Dan Mora fan, and that's probably why I like this cover so much. And after that, we have Harley Quinn Black, White, and Redder issue #2, the Joelle Jones variant, and this is gorgeous. The second I saw this on previews, I sent this cover over to my buddy Cole, and I was like, Cole, check out this cover, because this cover is just so good. Joelle Jones is such a great artist, and this is just a fantastic cover. And after that, we have Red Sonja issue #2. This is the cover ZH, the 1/15 final order cutoff, Frozen Modern Icon Virgin foil. Now that is a mouthful of a cover. This is a really great cover, but it is not as good as her cover for issue #1, but it's a Frozen, and I really like it. And the last cover that I think is the best cover of the week, hands down, is Disney Villains Hades issue #1, the Gabriel Del Otto cover B Virgin variant, and this is just so freaking good. Now this is a cover B because it is an exclusive cover. I'll have links where you can pick this book up down in the description below, but how good is this cover? Gabriel Del Otto smashed this cover right out of the park. Alright guys, those are the 5 covers that I really like this week. Let's go ahead and find out what new #1 title that I just think you guys have to be excited about. of the 4 new number 1s that are on my pull list this week, the new number 1 that I think you guys should be excited about is The Call, issue number 1. Now this is coming from writer Kelly Thompson and art by Matteo Del Lewis. And guys, I am just a big Kelly Thompson fan. Her Black Widow series was incredible. It was so good, and I've been a fan of her writing ever since. But let me go ahead and read the synopsis for this book right here. Something is killing the children, horror vibes mixed with the Goonies-style adventure as 5 friends set off to shoot a short film on a forbidden rock near their home the summer before they all go their separate ways. But that's not really why they're there. One of them has lied, and it's a lie that will change their lives forever. And guys, the art by Matteo Del Lewis is incredible. It is so good. A story by Kelly Thompson. Some great artwork to go along with it. Something is killing the children, horror vibes, Goonies-style adventure. I am all in for that. That sounds like a hell of a book. But guys, that is the new number 1 that I think you guys just have to be excited about. Let's go ahead and check out the books that made the almost top 3 list. There are 4 titles that almost made the top 3 list, and I just want to tell you guys about these real quick because these stories are really good and you should consider picking these up this week. And the first one up is Queen of Swords, issue number 2. Now this is coming from writer Michael Morici. He is the creator of Barbaric. This is a spin-off title of that series, and it is so good. Issue number 1 was just as enjoyable of Barbaric, so if you like Barbaric, you're gonna like this story right here. And after that, we had Void Rivals, issue number 3. Now, this is coming from Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Lafici, and this is just a really fun story so far. We get 2 kinds of people that absolutely hate each other, and these 2 characters are stuck together, and if they don't work together, they're never gonna get off this planet, and I just cannot wait to see where this story is going to go. And after that, we have The Magic Order, issue number 6. Now, this is coming from Mark Miller and art by Dyke Ruan. Guys, if you're not reading this series, you guys are missing out on one hell of a story. Now, I read issue number 5 of Magic Order about 3 weeks ago, right when Big Game was coming out. And that was a little bit of a mistake because I don't really remember everything that happened in that issue. And if I did read it this week, I guarantee you this book would be on the top 3 list because this story is so freaking amazing and the artwork by Dyke Ruan is incredible. So good. This story is amazing. Make sure you guys go read all the previous issues. This is volume 3, and I hope they go into a volume 4, 5, and 6 because this story is just that good. But guys, the last book on the almost top 3 is Something is Killing the Children, issue number 32, written by James Tynion IV, art by Werther Dell'Edera. This book would be on the top 3 if I didn't have to try to summarize 31 issues of story. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that and do it justice. This story is heating up. It's getting to a culmination of the current story arc, and it's going to be one hell of a story. And if you guys want to check it out, go pick up the trades or try to find all the single issues, even though you're not going to be able to, because those early issues go for a premium. But guys, the story is so good. Pick up the trades or read them online. Do whatever you got to do. Get caught up. All right, guys, those are the almost top 3 books. Let's go ahead and find out what 3 books made the top 3 list. The book that's in our number 3 spot is a DC book, and it's probably a DC book that none of you guys are reading, but you should be reading. And that is The Vigil, issue number 4. Now, this is coming from writer Ron B. and art by Dev Parmanak. Now, I probably pronounced your last name wrong, Dev, and I apologize. I am just so bad at pronouncing last names. But guys, this story is so good. It's gotten better and better with every single issue. I really, really enjoyed issue number 3. Issue number 3 kind of took a look at the team as a whole and showed you why this team should not work well together, but it does work well together. It's wacky, it's crazy, but not like Doom Patrol wacky and crazy. It's just these characters are weird and different and they really shouldn't mesh together, but they do. And the problems that they're solving around the world are so interesting. I really, really enjoy it. Ron V has created some really interesting characters for the DC universe, and I really hope this book succeeds because it's a lot of fun. And the artwork by Dev Parmanak is really, really good. I really enjoy it. You guys should be reading this book, and there's been some awesome covers for this book. A lot of the 1 in 25s have been fantastic. All right, guys, that is my number 3 book. Let's go ahead and find out what my number 2 is. The book that's in the number 2 spot is an independent, and I'm sure most of you guys are not reading this book, but you should, because it's great, and it is In How We Fight, issue number 3. Now this is written by John Layman and art by Jock, and it is just so much fun. It's also just like a really cute book, and you wouldn't think, hey, I want to read a really cute comic book, but it is cute, but cute in a really cool freaking way. Now, to give you a very brief synopsis, this book is following 3 kids that are down in hell. That's right, 3 souls in hell that are children. How did they get there? Well, you guys have to read this book because each character has a really interesting reason why they're stuck down in hell. And these characters just want a little bit of ice cream, and they end up hijacking this truck that was supposed to have ice cream in it, but it actually had a kidnapped angel in it. And that's where this story is getting really good. I don't want to tell you guys anything else, but this story is super fun, and you guys have to be reading this story. So pick up In How We Fight, issue number 1, 2, and now 3. All right, guys, let's go ahead and find out what my number 1 book of the week is. The number 1 book that I think you guys have to be picking up this week is a book that has graced this list every single time an issue has come out, and that is Something Epic. And issue number 4 comes out this week. It's from the amazing creator of Simon Kredinsky. He does the writing, he does the art, he does everything for this book, and it is so good. Issue number 3 brought me to tears. Yep, I was crying as reading issue number 3. There was this epic moment between our main character and his mom, and it was heartbreaking. It brought me fully to tears, and it was great. When a comic book can bring you to tears, it is just so freaking good. And issue number 3, there was so much. We had the end of kind of like our first story arc with our young character who was kind of coming to the terms where his imagination can bring characters to life in the real world, but no one else can see them but him. And then we jump forward in time, and he's much older, and he's kind of like shunned that part of his life. He's kind of locked it off. But at the end of issue number 3, that world comes crashing back to him, and it was so good. I am not doing this book justice. You guys have to be reading this book. I wish I was more poetic with my words, and I could really do this book justice, but the artwork is fantastic. The storytelling is amazing. The pacing is great. The layouts are amazing. Everything about this book I enjoy, and you guys have to be reading it. If there's one book this year so far that I really enjoy, it's this book right here. All right, guys, that is my top 3 list. That is my number 1 book. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up and find out who won last week's giveaway. All right, guys, we are at the end of the video, and if you guys are still watching this video right now, you know exactly what you guys are. You guys are legends. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of the video. Now, guys, look down. Have you guys hit that like button just yet? If you haven't, guys, do me a favor and smash that like button. Now, if you guys enjoy comic book content and you guys enjoyed that video that you just watched and you guys are not subscribed, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. All right, guys, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the 3 books that this week's winner is going to get. And the first one up is Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones, issue number 4. Now, I'm not sure what the artist is on this book, but it's from the 616 Comics. And after that, we have The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 26, the Lobos variant. It is really good. I almost wanted to keep this book in my collection, but I want to give it back to you guys. And last but not least, we got Star Wars The Mandalorian Series 2, issue number 1. Again, I'm not sure who the artist is on this book, but it's from the 616 Comics, and it's an exclusive. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and cut up close to the wheel and find out who this week's winner is. All right, guys, there were 1,200 views on last week's video, so let's go ahead and shuffle this 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, guys, good luck to all of you, and let's go ahead and find out who won those 3 amazing covers from the 616 Comics. It is Mr. Apollo. Congratulations! Congratulations, Mr. Apollo. Now, what you need to do to get those 3 books into your collection is go over to Instagram and slide into our DMs. Our handle is right here, and give us your address, and I will get these 3 books off to you in the next week or 2. Now, if you guys are interested in entering next week's giveaway, these are the 4 things that you need to do. Number 1, live in the United States of America. Number 2, be subscribed to the channel. Number 3, leave a comment down below. And number 4, leave the hashtag Thank you, 616 Comics. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this Wednesday pull list, and I will catch you guys later in the week with my preview highlights for this month, and then I'll wrap this week up with my final order cutoff, speculation, and recommendation show. Alright guys, have yourself a great week, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.